Millions of pregnant women get the flu shot every year, but are they really safe? In this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of getting a flu shot during pregnancy and what you need to know before making a decision. Hey there, my name is Carrie, and today I'm talking about something that's important to millions of people: the flu shot during pregnancy. Are they safe? What are the pros and cons? And most importantly, what should you do before making a decision? Stay tuned for more information. First, we need to talk about the flu shot itself. So each year the flu actually mutates. There are billions of different mutations of the flu. And when the flu shot is created each year, the scientists get together and they kind of look at projections and what they think is on the up and up, and maybe what that strain is going to be for that year, or what strain is going to be most prominent. And then they create the flu shot off of that. And just as a quick backdrop of what a vaccine does, because some of you may be like a little rusty on when you learned that in school, but essentially a vaccine is when they put a just a little active or dead virus, infection, whatever. They inject it into your system so that your body learns to fight it off. But they do usually do like as like a weaker version. So normally you're gonna see like a pretty weak version of whatever flu that they think is going to be prominent that year, injected into you, and then your body learns, okay, how do I fight this kind of flu? And then they are able to build immunity up against it that way. That's, in short, what a vaccine does. There are side effects and risks to doing that, because obviously it is something brand new for your body in most cases. Unless you've been exposed to that strain of flu before, then you may not have as bad of a reaction. But that's just like across the board for all vaccines, right? You may have adverse reactions and you're not going to know until you get the vaccine, unfortunately. So that is something to think about when you're thinking about getting a flu shot during pregnancy. So if you're making your little pros and cons list, the fact that they can only guess at what strain is going to be the most popular that year might be on your cons list, because you're like, okay, well, is it worth it? If you're like me, I like providing the pros and cons and then allowing you as the mother to make the very best decision that you need to make for your family, for your body, for your baby. So that is kind of like my thing. I love doing that, where I provide unbiased information and let you make the choice. I've got a free information guide actually linked down in the description below that kind of talks about maybe the pros and cons between going to your first prenatal visit at a doctor's office versus a midwife's office, and what that looks like, and kind of maybe answer some questions you might have when you first go in for that first appointment. There's a lot of conflicting information online, so I hope that guide can be helpful to you. Now, when it comes to getting the flu shot during pregnancy, the good thing about getting any kind of shot really is that whatever gets filtered through your body is going to get filtered a second time through your baby's body. The kidneys are developed in your baby very, very early on, which the kidneys filter pretty much everything out through your body, and then it goes into your baby's body and their kidneys filter it out. So you could be doing a good thing in that way, where you are, allowing them to receive even a lesser dose in a way of the flu shot, because of the fact that it is getting kind of brought into your body first and then theirs. So your immune system is also aiding and helping their immune system fight this off. So that could be a pro on your list, where you're like, okay, well, if my baby is going to be exposed to it, I'd rather they be exposed after they've gotten help from my body fighting it off, if it's the right strain, right? But you know your body best. I'm sure we all know somebody who's gotten the flu shot and then gotten the flu, and more than likely that kind of ties back to that strain thing. They probably just got a different strain. But as a whole, when it comes to vaccines, you also know, okay, my body typically doesn't react well to the vaccines as a whole. I, have really bad reactions. Then you're probably going to want to stay away from doing that during pregnancy, just in case your baby is going to have the same aversions or same issues with that. At the same time, if you always get your flu shot every year, your body's kind of accustomed to it, and you never have any issues with it, then you might be okay. And this is where I'm going to come in and say, this is not medical advice. I would really love for you to talk to your midwife, to your provider, to your doctor, and just say, hey, I'd love to see a list of pros and cons. And I'm just going to tell you a quick red flag, one way or the other. If they only tell you pros and they do not tell you any cons, side effects, anything like that, that is a red flag. I don't care if you're seeing a midwife and they're going all natural and they tell you all cons and no pros, or flip it around and you're at a doctor's office, whatever the case may be. Know in your brain that is a red flag, because then that in that situation is really the provider trying to make the choice for you, right? And we know our bodies and our babies the best. So we want to make the choices ourselves. If you haven't grabbed that free information guide down below, it is linked in the description. And then that way you can hop on over to that guide, take a look. It can put you on the path towards making these decisions, kind of get your brain working in that way where you're like, okay, I have a lot of decisions to make as a pregnant mama coming up, and this is just one of them. So hopefully my guide can kind of put you on the right path and the mindset for that, and you can kind of see, okay, if you haven't picked out a doctor or a midwife yet, maybe it'll help you even do that. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next video.